What's up, guys? I'm LQ. This is the LQ Review. Thank you so much for joining me here at my YouTube channel. This is where I talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that I love to talk about. Movies, video games, comic books, TV shows. If it's geeky, if it's nerdy, I love to talk about it right here. And right now, I'm going to give you guys my review of the Disney Plus original movie, Artemis Fowl. Now, Artemis Fowl was originally supposed to go to theaters, and because of the COVID pandemic, some things had to drop. Not everything could be pushed back. Some things had to drop to streaming. We've seen several movies do that, and I've reviewed several of them here. Trolls World Tour, Scoob, several movies. But Artemis Fowl is one of them. And after watching it, it's painfully apparent why they decided to put this on Disney Plus, because it wasn't going to make any money in theaters. This is a bad movie. This is not a good movie at all. And this was going to be a huge bomb in the theaters. And that's too bad, because there's a lot of talent involved in bringing this to the big screen, and there's great special effects in this, and there is some good stuff in here to be had, but overall the movie is a hot mess, and it just wasn't very fun to watch. So, first of all, let me say, I've never read the Artemis Fowl books. I don't know how faithful the movie is. I don't know really anything about the Artemis Fowl books. Somebody told me that maybe this was an adaptation of the second book. I don't know if that's true or not, because I've never read the books. But let's talk about the movie a little bit. So the movie is basically a rescue movie where Artemis Fowl has to rescue his father, played by Colin Farrell, who is taken by a sinister organization. And sounds good. It sounds like there's a lot of potential here. Sounds like there's a potential for a globe-trotting, big-budget adventure movie where Artemis gets to take his gadgets and take his team and jump around the world, chasing down his father, a la Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade, and rescuing him at this big action set piece near the end of the movie. Now, there's none of that. There's really none of that. This is a very small, very contained movie. Artemis is very much contained to his house for the vast majority of this movie, and that makes the movie feel small, and it makes it feel uneventful. Yeah, there's a lot of exposition, there's a lot of world building, there's a lot of Harry Potter-esque world building with fairies and trolls and all sorts of other mythical creatures. And by the way, I don't know what came first, Artemis Fowl or Harry Potter. Don't know, don't care. A lot of world building here. But again, it all felt very small, because our primary character, our primary protagonist, is in his house for the vast majority of the movie. And a lot of the movie we're actually told through the eyes of Josh Gad's character. I think it was Mulch Diggums or Duggums or something like that, who I never would have thought I would say it, but because I love Josh Gad. I love Josh Gad. Frozen, hilarious. Pixels was a bad movie, but I really like Josh Gad in that. Beauty and the Beast, everything Josh Gad is in, I really enjoy him in it. Even bad movies like what was it, like The Wedding Ringer or something like that, I forget what it's called. But even the bad movies that Josh Gad is in, I really enjoy, because the dude has a lot of charisma, and he's very funny. I felt none of that here. He was not good in this. And it's not that his acting was bad. He did a fine job acting what he was trying to act. But the problem was, it just wasn't entertaining. It wasn't engaging. There was nothing about this movie other than some of the special effects. To be honest with you, some of the special effects were very good. But there was nothing really truly engaging about this. It just felt very small. Felt very been there, done that. We saw it done better in Harry Potter. I mean, unfortunately, that's where you gotta draw a lot of your comparisons to material like this, is to Harry Potter. Did the same thing with Percy Jackson. Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, Percy Jackson and what it was the second one called, I don't remember what it was called. The Sea of something, I don't know. But made a lot of comparisons to Harry Potter in those movies as well. And it wasn't as good. Those movies weren't as good as Harry Potter. Artemis Fowl isn't as good as Harry Potter. Problem is that Percy Jackson, at least the first one, I enjoyed watching it. This one, no. I will not be watching Artemis Fowl again. It was just not a good movie. Colin Farrell, was fine in it, in the little bit of screen time that he had. Judi Dench was fine in it, in the little bit of screen time that she had. The problem is that this guy, the kid who played Artemis Fowl, what's his name? Ferdia Shaw. He did the best he could with this character. The problem is that this character just didn't really go anywhere through the course of the movie. I was bored. Artemis Fowl was boring. And that's why I didn't like it, because Artemis Fowl was boring. The character was boring, and the movie was boring. Like I said, nice special effects, some nice world building. Everything else was boring. So I don't recommend this movie. I don't know why Disney made it. It wasn't a good story. I don't know. I don't know. Even companies like Disney that put out win after win after win, they have some strikeouts every now and then, and this was a big swing and a miss. So, Artemis Fowl, I give it a D-. The only reason I don't give it an F is because it does have those nice special effects, and there are some decent performances. Colin Farrell, Judi Dench. Problem is that they're not even in the movie that much. So D- for me. I didn't like it, but I'm only one person. Maybe you loved Artemis Fowl. Maybe you're a big Artemis Fowl fan from the books, and you really like this adaptation. I'd be interested to know, how close was this to the books? Somebody who's read Artemis Fowl the book, tell me how close of an adaptation this was. Because if this was a faithful adaptation, I don't know how anybody ever liked the books. That's period. So, I don't know. Didn't like this movie. But you let me know if you liked it in the comments down below. And while you're here, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out a lot of content. Want to make sure you're up to date with what I'm doing. And thank you so much for joining me right here at the LQ Review, where we get to talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that we love to talk about. Until next time, we'll see you guys later.